Hey Exiles, today we're talking about upgrading amulets. As you may know, there are a lot of ways to upgrade your equipment in Path of Exile 2. Today we're going to talk about upgrading stats through catalysts and also adding buffs to your amulets through delirium. This amulet has a high life modifier. I want to make it higher, so I'm going to apply catalyst to it to increase the amount. Head over to the currency exchange and choose which currency you wish to exchange. Today I'll be trading exalted orbs for flesh catalysts. Flesh catalysts improve the life modifiers on your rings or amulets. Move the catalysts over to your inventory and add them to your amulet by right clicking on the catalyst and left clicking on the amulet. As you can see here, I got an increase of 19 points to the life modifier on my amulet, thereby increasing my survivability. You can also add buffs to your amulet from your passive skill tree. Look through your passive skill tree for a buff which you'd like to add to your amulet that you do not already have. Holding down the Alt button while hovering over the skill will show you which materials you need. For this buff, I need Paranoia, Disgust, and Ire. I don't have the distilled emotions necessary to add the buff, so I'm going to buy them from the exchange. When choosing your buff, be sure to check the exchange to see how much they cost, because some of the distilled emotions cost much more than others. After purchasing your distilled emotions, right click on them in your inventory to bring up the Instilling tab. Place your amulet into the Instilling tab along with the distilled emotions that you purchased. Be sure that you're placing the emotions into the tab in the order in which they appeared on the passive skill tree. This buff is going to add 4% increased movement speed, 20% increased evasion rating, and plus 10 to my dexterity. Be sure the buff you're getting is the buff that you chose. If you put the distilled emotions in a different order, you will get a different buff. Once you've made sure that you're receiving the buff that you want, go ahead and hit the Instill button at the bottom of the box. Holding down the Alt button will allow you to see the stat increases for your chosen buff. This concludes the upgrades for my amulet. I hope these tips have helped you with upgrading your equipment. Stay safe and have fun, Exiles.